Welcome to The Explainer. So today, we're completely blowing up how you think about your gym time. If you've been grinding away but you're still missing that, that crazy comic book superhero look, you're in the right spot. The source material we're diving into today, it's basically the source code for an aesthetic physique. Turns out, building a legendary body isn't about crushing yourself with 10 different exercises for every single body part. Actually, scratch that, it's all about smart proportions. Working smarter, hitting the right spots, and letting the actual math of human aesthetics do the heavy lifting for you.
Okay, I want you to picture two guys in your head for a second. On one side, you've got this guy with just massive raw muscle mass. I mean, he's a tank. But on the other side, you've got a guy who might actually weigh a lot less on the scale, but he's got these perfect sweeping proportions. If I asked you who looks more naturally aesthetic, well, I can almost guarantee you'd point to the second guy. Why does he always win? Because while the first guy is just getting big, the second guy cracked the code. He understands the real formula, ratios.
So let's really dive into this. We're looking at two entirely different philosophies here. Over on the left, we've got raw muscle mass. You know the type. This is the typical gym goer's endless obsession with a massive chest and huge biceps. But honestly, despite years of grinding, they just look kind of average in a t-shirt. Then, on the right, we've got aesthetic ratios. This is the deliberate, calculated process of building the right muscle in exactly the right places. It's the absolute game changer for creating that sharp, commanding, wide frame that literally turns heads when you walk into a room.
The aesthetic secret redefining the goal.
Our ultimate target here is the V-taper. And what is that? By definition, your V-taper is simply the width of your shoulders compared to the size of your waist. That's it, the whole shebang. That's the golden ratio. Now, if you want that broad, rounded look that acts like an optical illusion to make your waist look tiny, you've got to focus on a muscle most guys completely ignore, the side delt. Skipping the side delts is a one-way ticket to looking perfectly average. But today, our source material breaks down the only two exercises you actually need to build that V-shape and build it fast.
Pillar 1, shoulder width. Right off the bat, the source gives us this incredibly clear, fascinating rule. Stop standing straight up. I mean, seriously, look around any gym. Basically, everyone is doing their lateral raises standing perfectly straight, but the source flags this as a massive mistake. When you're totally vertical, the tension completely vanishes from your side delts at the bottom of the movement. And then what happens? You start cheating. You use momentum, you swing the weight up with your traps, and boom, you're working the wrong muscle entirely, totally robbing yourself of that width we're after. So, how do we fix this? Let's walk through the exact mechanics of the leaning dumbbell lateral raise. Step 1, find a wall or a pole, grab a dumbbell with your outside hand, and lean your body slightly away. This little lean, it is an absolute game changer. It keeps constant tension glued to your side delt through the entire movement. Step 2, use a lighter weight, like actually light enough to control. And step 3, this is crucial, as you lift the weight, focus on tilting your pinky slightly upward at the top. Imagine you're pouring out a pitcher of water. That little twist intensely squeezes the side delt, which is precisely how you build visible width that pops right through a standard t-shirt.
Now, for this movement, you've absolutely got to drop the ego lifting. Grab those lighter dumbbells and aim for a specific target. 3 sets of 12 to 15 reps. Why so high? Well, because you want to feel that side delt absolutely screaming. That burn is the sign you're isolating the muscle perfectly, keeping those big trap muscles from taking over the heavy lifting. Man, I love this next concept. The source says this: your V-taper is actually built where you can't see it in the mirror. Just think about that for a second. It's a huge paradigm shift. We spend so much time obsessing over the front of our bodies, right? The chest, the abs, the front delts. But true aesthetic width, it's not a front-facing construction job. We got to look at the back.
Pillar 2, lat flare. Listen, without your lats, those massive muscles running down the sides of your back, you are never going to have a true taper. And the absolute best movement for developing them is the wide grip pull-up. When you deliberately take a super wide grip on the bar, you force those lats to stretch and work through their full, absolute range of motion. That's exactly what builds that crazy, wing-like shape, tapering dramatically right down into your waist. Now, I totally get it. Pull-ups can be super intimidating. But if you're a beginner and can't knock out wide grip pull-ups just yet, no sweat at all. The source gives us a brilliant progression plan. Step 1, Australian pull-ups. You can literally do these at home, right under a sturdy table, just pulling your chest up to the edge. Once you've got that down, you move to step 2, negative pull-ups. Grab a chair, jump up so your chin is over the bar, and then fight gravity for your life as you lower yourself down as slowly as possible. Build that base, and eventually you'll hit step 3, full, strict, wide grip pull-ups. Just start where you're at and start building that back width.
Shrinking your waist, the catalyst.
Okay, we need to bust a massive myth right here, right now. Yes, a tight waist is the absolute foundation of the aesthetic ratio, but you do not, I repeat, do not get it by doing 1,000 crunches a day. Crunches will build your abdominal muscles, sure, but they don't do squat to actually shrink the circumference of your waistline. The real enemy of your aesthetic ratio isn't a lack of ab muscle, it's waist bloat and excess body fat covering everything up. So how do we efficiently fix that?
The magic number? 10,000. 10,000 daily steps. This is the ultimate bonus tip from the source that most guys totally overlook. Just by getting your 10,000 steps in, you unlock this huge physiological advantage. Walking steadily burns calories all day long, and crucially, it flushes out stubborn water retention. And the absolute best part? It's low impact. It strips away the bloat without frying your nervous system, so you still have all the energy you desperately need to smash those heavy shoulder and back workouts we just talked about.
The consistency blueprint.
So let's quickly summarize your new weekly battle plan. To nail this aesthetic transformation, you really only need to master these 3 pillars. Number 1, leaning lateral raises, to isolate the side delts and build that capped lateral width. Number 2, wide grip pull-ups to carve out that sweeping lat flare from the back. And number 3, 10,000 daily steps to effortlessly torch calories, drop the water weight, and shrink that waistline down to make your upper body absolutely pop. It's almost beautifully simple, right?
But hey, simple doesn't always mean easy. The true secret sauce to this whole blueprint is that you have to push a little bit harder every single week. A legendary aesthetic just doesn't happen overnight. It's all about progressive overload. Slap an extra pound on those lateral raises. Fight for 1 extra negative pull-up. Make absolutely sure you're hitting your step count. Do these simple things consistently, and your physique will literally have no choice but to transform into that aesthetic V-shape.
And to make sure you've got every single tool you could possibly need, the source actually provided a really cool free resource. There's a free diet plan down in the description below to help you perfectly lay out your meals to fuel these targeted workouts. Definitely go grab that to dial in your nutrition. It's going to massively accelerate that shrinking waistline.
I want to leave you with this final provocative thought to chew on. Take a hard look at your current routine and ask yourself, are you finally ready to stop just getting big and start building a truly legendary V-taper? Are you ready to train smarter instead of just harder? If this blueprint explainer helped crack the code for you and you're ready to transform your ratios, make sure to subscribe and hit that bell icon right now so you never miss our next breakdown. I will see you in the next explainer.